Sorry about the wait. I was trying to get this out to Facebook real quick. So, as you guys see in the descriptions today, I am going to be covering Deuteronomy chapter 1 to 10. And the reason why I call this live, why I call it, why are God's laws so important? Well, it's because of this. We see the world and how it's turning out. We see the lawlessness. We see the civil uprisings. We see a whole lot of stuff going on, right? We also see, we also hear of a lot of demonic attacks and the such. Okay, so this is why, I'm getting into this here. But I want to start this off first with, and I want to try and incorporate this a little bit more into my lives when I first start. But I want to start with the Lord's Prayer. And it goes like this. Our Father, who is in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. And give us this day our daily bread. And forgive us our sins, our trespasses, our transgressions, as we forgive others, for their sins against us, right? And then it finishes off, power and dominion and glory be yours forever and ever, right? So that's in this, what is that? In Matthew, I believe, the Lord's Prayer. But anyway, let's get into this here. So, there's a lot of people that make these claims. Okay, a lot of Christian churches, a lot of so-called teachers, and a lot of other people. Okay, so I want to share this screen and show you guys exactly why I'm doing this. All right. Talk about the Messiah, right? He's going here once again. He's going down to Jerusalem at this, this sheep market, right? And again, another thing, it's called Bethsaida. Bethesda, right? Remember, the Messiah was a Hebrew, okay? First and foremost, okay? So he talked about, talking about all the blind people and let's go heal them and all this stuff, right? And then the Jews, right? The Pharisees are the fake Jews at that time. They said to him, therefore I say unto you that that was cured, it is the Sabbath day. It is not lawful for thee to carry thy bed. Okay, so again, these were people that wasn't keeping the laws, that were testing the Messiah, trying to see, what was he going to break? Okay, they were testing him, they were tempting him. And, the whole story, even about him being tempted by the devil in the wilderness. Okay, so he's telling this guy he heals on the Sabbath, right? And, there's a scripture in here that says he's the Lord of the Sabbath. He's the king of the Sabbath, right? He's the king of the Sabbath. That's his day, right? So the reason why, excuse me, I'm drinking tea as well. So it says here, and they sought, and therefore did the Jews persecute, Yehoshua. I'm gonna call him his Hebrew name. You guys can continue to call him Jesus if you want. Okay, sought to persecute Yehoshua, and sought to slay him because he had done these things on the Sabbath. So he says to them, my father worketh hitherto, and I work, right? Because his father, basically. And then this is why, this is the part that people tend to, screw up. Everybody keep putting Yehoshua, the son of God, as God the Father. And he's not. He's the Son. Okay? That's why it says, therefore the Jews sought more to kill him, because he not only had broken the Sabbath, but also said that God was his Father, making himself equal with, not making himself God, but making himself equal with God. Okay? It's very clear to understand things. Most people don't read the whole chapter. It really irks me that people want to, pull off 1, 2, 3 scriptures and, talk about that instead of reading the whole chapter. The whole chapter is going to tell you. See, I know what the whole chapter says, so, I tend to do that when I want to get to the point. So here it is right here. A lot of people trust in the Messiah, right? Let me just bring this up as well. A lot of people, say that they trust in Messiah. Let me see here. I keep forgetting where this one is. But we're going to bring this up as well. Oh, it's in here already. Okay. I'm already here. All right. I just want to make sure. Okay. So it says here, we're going to start from 20. We're going to go all the way down to the end to 40. No, we're going to go all the way to the end, 47, from 20 to 47. Now, if that's not context, I don't know what is. I don't know what it is. Right. So verse 20 says this, for the Father loveth the Son. So we clearly see that these are two different people, or two different beings, shall I say. For the Son loveth the Father, and showeth him all things that himself doeth. And he will show him greater works than these, that ye may marvel. Right? So the Father is showing the Son, but, in the Trinitarian churches, it would be God showing himself all these things and talking to himself and sitting on 2 thrones and all this nonsense. So it says here, for as the Father raiseth up the dead, the Father, and quickeneth them, even so the Son quickeneth whom he will. Again, 2 different entities. They're not the same. Like Father, like Son. Yeah, the Son wields the same power as the Father. Yes, he does. But he's not the Father. This is the point. This is the thing that I like most, that, Yehoshua, the Son of God, is now God. I don't get it. For the Father. Now, this is a question. This is a valid question here. If the Father and the Son in the Trinitarian churches, if the Father is the Son in the flesh, then why does it say here that the Father judgeth no man, but have committed all judgment unto the Son? You know what I'm saying? This is where it gets iffy, right? Because many believe that the Father came down as the Son in the flesh. When it says, for the Father judgeth no man, but have committed all judgment unto the Son. So if they're the same, how is he not going to judge people, but judge people? Doesn't make sense to me. So it says here, that all men should honor the son, the offspring, even as they honor the father. He that honoreth not the son, honoreth not the father which hath sent him. So another thing, if the Most High is sending somebody, does that mean he's sending himself? Because when they teach about this Trinity, they're all one, right? They're all one. You got people that say, God gave up his divine authority to walk as a mere human, right? A human on this earth and all that, when that's far from true. This is why I keep it as written. This is why I tell people I read my whole Bible. Hey, let's go up here. I don't take this right here, right? Because this is what a lot of people do. I don't take this verse right here and say, oh, well, this says that, the son is now the father, or that Yehoshua, aka Jesus Christ, is now God. Doesn't work. God came before his son, right? His son was with him on his right-hand side when he was creating everything. Okay. And it says in John chapter 1 that, the word was made flesh, right? So why is Yehoshua, aka Jesus Christ, called the Word of God? Why is that? The Word, not God himself, but the Word. When you read in context, you understand. Says here, verily, verily, I say unto you, he that heareth my word, this is the Son speaking, and believe on him that sent me, which is his Father, hath everlasting life, and shall not come into condemnation, but is passed from death unto life. Verily, verily, I say unto you, the hour is coming, and now is, when the dead shall hear the voice of who? The Son of God, not God, the Son of God. And they that hear shall live. So we have this clear distinction of a father and a son, right? We have these two clear distinctions here. And it says here, for as the Father hath life in himself, so hath he given to the Son to have life in himself. So if the Son is the Father walking in the flesh, how is it that God's going to give himself something that he already has? It doesn't work. And have given him authority to execute judgment also, because he is the Son of Man. Marvel not at this, for the hour is coming, in the which all that are in the graves shall hear his voice, and shall come forth, they that have done good unto the resurrection of life, and they that have done evil unto the resurrection of damnation. Okay, we're going to get into what is considered good and what is considered evil in God's eyes, dealing with his law. Says here, now if the Father and the Son are the same, then why is the Son saying this in verse 30? I can of mine own self do nothing. As I hear, I judge. My judgment is just, because I seek not mine own will, his own will, but the will of the Father which hath sent me. So again, are these people, are they the same? Because it's clearly understood that somebody had to send somebody else. If I bear witness of myself, this is the Son of God speaking. If I bear witness of myself, my witness is not true. There's another that beareth witness of me, And I know that that the witness which he witnessed is true, talking about his Father. Ye sent unto John, and he bare witness unto the truth. But I received not testimony from man, but these things I say, that ye might be saved. He was a burning and shining light, and ye were willing for a season to rejoice in his light. But I have greater witness than that of John, for the works which the Father have given me to finish, same works, the same works that I do, bear witness of me that the Father hath sent me. So he's clearly saying, hey, look, my Father told me to come down here, show you guys how to walk. Then I'm going to shed my blood, go back to, shed my blood, descend into hell, defeat death in hell, take the keys and go to where my Father's throne is and sit at his right side. That's what the scriptures say. It says here, and the Father himself, which hath sent me. The Father himself. What does it mean? What does himself mean? That's one person. Which hath sent me, have borne witness of me. Yet ye have neither heard his voice at any time, nor seen his shape. So tell me, if this is the Son of God saying this here, that you have not heard his voice at any time, nor seen his shape, but he's sitting in front of everybody in the flesh, it doesn't add up. And it says here, and ye have not his word abiding in you, for whom he hath sent, him ye believe not. So again, I don't think God's going to send himself as his son and say these things. This is here. Search the scriptures, for in them you think you have eternal life, and they are they which testify of me. And ye will not come to me that ye might have life. I receive not honor from men. So there's this guy named Perry the Preacher that takes this verse right here totally out of context. You think about when the Messiah was walking this earth, what did he do? He kept his Father's laws perfectly. Did men honor him? No. In fact, when he cast legion out of that person and sent him into the pigs, the whole village got mad at him. Why was that? Why was it that the villagers in that village that had that pig farm, knowing that eating swine is an abomination, he sent unclean spirits into those unclean animals for a reason? And it says here, but I know you, that ye have not the love of God in you. I am come in my Father's name, and ye receive me not. If another shall come in his own name, him ye will receive. These pastors, these preachers, all these people that, making these assumptions about God, right? How can you believe which receive honor one from another? This means, say for instance, we got all these scholars, right? And they get all the honor, right? It's like, yeah, this guy knows what he's talking about. This guy studied this all his life, but yet they don't get it right. Most people are saying that the church replaced his chosen people from the beginning. Now, we know that God does not change. Okay, just to keep that on. No, it says here, do not think that I will accuse you to the Father. There is one that accuseth you, even Moses, in whom ye trust. If ye had you believed Moses, you would have believed me. He wrote of me. But a lot of people nowadays say that the laws of Moses are done away with. You don't got to look at Moses's writings anymore. No, it's all about grace now. But if ye believe not his writings, how shall ye believe my words? Very valid question. Says Moses wrote about him, right? Moses wrote about him. So let's see what Moses here wrote. Moses wrote the first five books of the Bible. Everybody should know that. So we have here, everybody says that these are the laws of Moses. No, they're not. These are God's laws that he gave to Moses to give to, again, the children of Israel, right? Just keeping it as written here. Because, you know, a lot of people will get offended. But if you're not keeping it as written, then you're doing something wrong. We're to the end. Says, these be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel. On this side, on this side Jordan in the wilderness, in the plain over against the Red Sea, between Paran and Tophel and Laban and Hazeroth and Dizab. These, there are 11 days journey from Horeb by the way of Mount Seir to Kadesh Barnea. And it came to pass in the 40th year, in the 11th month, on the first day of the month, that Moses spake to the children of Israel. A lot of people say other things, but they're called the children of Israel. Okay. According unto all that the Lord or the Most High. I'm just going to say that because I know what this word Lord means. Unto have given him in commandment unto them. As he hath slain Sihon, the king of the Amorites, which dwelt in Heshbon, and Og, the king of Bashan, which dwelt in Ashtaroth, in Edrei, or I don't know how that is pronounced, but try my best. On this side Jordan, in the land of Moab, began Moses to declare the law, saying, the Most High spake unto us in Horeb, saying, ye have dwelt long enough in this mountain. Take you and take your journey and go to the mount of the Amorites, and unto all the places nigh unto thee, nigh thereunto, in the plain, in the hills, and in the vale, and in the south, and by the seaside, the land of the Canaanites, and unto Lebanon, and unto the great river, the river Euphrates. So we understand that this verse right here, this is what I mean. Look, for another thing too, a lot of people say, no, it's not okay to use precept upon precept, line upon line, right? Well, this is the precept here. This precept ties in with Genesis 15. right? Genesis 15. This is the truth behind precept upon precept, right? That's why I said everything must be line upon line. Precept upon precept. He didn't say must not. He said every be. Okay, so as you see here, take a journey, all this stuff, the land of Amorites and all that, and the hills and Canaanites to Lebanon, the great river, the river Euphrates, right? So when we go to Genesis 15 here, you get this same speaking. Remember, Genesis comes before Deuteronomy. If my screen would load here, having some technical issues today. I don't understand why, but reception's fine and but basically, here we go. So we're going to go down to this precept here. Says right here, and it came to pass that when the sun went down and it was dark, behold, a smoke of a burning lamp passed between those pieces. In the same day, the Lord, the Most High, made covenant with Abraham unto thy seed. Have I given this land? That means unto your children have I given this land, from the river of Egypt onto the great river, the river Euphrates. So you can see that same thing here, right? And it goes further. It goes down here and tells you people's land. The Amorites, the Canaanites, right? Those are the two same nations here. The Amorites, the Amorites and the Canaanites, right? And it also says, go to this great river, the river Euphrates. Same thing it says over here, right? To the great river Euphrates. That's what precept upon precept means, line upon line. Here a little, there a little. There's a little bit here in Deuteronomy 1, and then there's a little bit here in Genesis 15, right? Here a little, there a little. Says here, behold, I have set the land before you. Go in and possess the land which the Most High swore unto your fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Right? We get this right here. This is the covenant he made with Abraham. Genesis 25 reaffirms it with Isaac. And Isaac tells Jacob and Esau. But, so says, I swear unto your fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, to give unto them and to their seed after them. That means their children after them. Okay? Very clear to understand here. And I spake unto you at that time, saying, I am not able to bear you myself alone. The Most High hath multiplied you, and behold, ye are this day as the stars of heaven for multitude. The Most High of your fathers make you 1,000 times so many more as ye are, and blessed you as he had promised you. Well, I don't know why this right here is in brackets here. I already know, when these brackets, just like in this other translation, when they talk about that great sheet knit, being brought down from heaven, and they put in the parentheses, thus purifying all foods or whatever. Never said that. How can I myself alone bear your cumbrance and your burden and your strife? Take you wise men and understanding and known among your tribes, and I will make them rulers over you. And ye answered me and said, the thing which thou hast spoken is good for us to do. So I took the chief of your tribes, wise men, known, and made them heads over you, captains over 1,000, captains over hundreds, and captains over 50s, captains over 10s, and officers among your tribes. So we have this clear understanding that from the beginning, the Most High was setting up a governance, right? He was appointing rulers and leaders. And it's the same thing that's going on today. He raises up kings and he brings them down, okay, according to his will. And I charge you, judges, and I charged you, judges, at the time, saying, hear the cause between your brethren, and judge righteously between every man and his brother and the stranger that is with him. So again, you get this whole thing of, oh, don't judge me. You're not supposed to judge other people and all this. Well, he said, keep these until the 1,000th generation. I mean, has it been 1,000 generations on this earth? I beg to differ, because when I read my Bible, it's been a little bit under 200, a little bit over 200 generations. We know that every generation ends around 40 to 70 years. Okay, give or take. Says here, ye shall not respect persons in judgment. Right? That means if, say for instance, let's just take this for instance, say there's a Jew and there's a Gentile. A Gentile breaks a law and the Jew breaks that same law. When he says, ye shall not respect persons in judgment, that means if both of you guys did wrong, the Jew is not going to be let off the hook while the Gentile has to pay for the sin when they both committed the same sin. That's what that means. Ye shall not respect persons in judgment. But ye shall hear the small as well as the great. Talking about what was done. Like, for instance, if I went and did some horrible thing to somebody, or let me just say this. In modern days, say if somebody robbed a store nowadays, say these laws, nobody did away with these laws here, right? And we followed this verse 17 where it says, ye shall not respect persons in judgment, but ye shall hear the small as well as the great. Ye shall not be afraid of the face of man, for the judgment is God's. Or Yah's, right? I'm going to call him his name. And the cause that is too hard for you, bring it unto me, and I will hear it. Now, if we all follow and obey this one rule right here in this verse, there would be a lot more justice being done on the earth. There wouldn't be so much wicked running rampant. Okay. So, this is him setting up governance on earth, setting people appointed over other people. Right. So if they couldn't deal with that matter themselves, if it was too great for them to deal with, they had to bring it to the Most High. And he was going to deal with it. This is what he says. And I commanded you at that time all the things which ye should do. I commanded. What is a command? That means that's an order. That's something that you must do. And when he departed from Horeb, we went through all the great and terrible wilderness, which ye saw by the way of the mountain of the Amorites, as the Most High commanded us. And we came to Kadesh Barnea. And I said unto you, ye are come unto the mountain of the Amorites, which the Most High doeth give unto us. Behold, the Most High hath set the land before thee. Go up and possess it, as the Most High, as the Father of thy fathers, let's just say that, hath said unto thee. Fear not, neither be discouraged. And ye came near unto me, every one of you, and said, we will send men before us, that they shall search out the land. This is talk about the giants, because when you really, when you look at who these tribes were that the Most High was commanding the Israelites to go wipe out and take the land, it was the giants. It wasn't just regular people. It wasn't people that were, let's say, it wasn't regular people. Okay. They were commanded to go wipe out the giants and take the land. That's who Og was, a giant. Let's just do this. Og. Go to images here. Let's see what Og looked like. Oh, they ain't got no pictures. Okay. Let's just type this in, Og the giant. So you guys can see, like, you know, these weren't regular people that the Most High was commanding to go for the Israelites to go wipe out. This is Og right here. Right here. He was a giant. Okay. If they bring up this picture. Okay. Can you bring up the picture, please? Just bring up the picture. Okay. Here we go. Here you go. Knowing scripture, giants in the land, the biblical theology and all like that, right? This is Og laying on the ground. Okay. This is the giant Og, right? This is who they were commanded to go wipe out. The Nephilim, the hybrids, right? This is what Og looked like. Look at this guy and look at Og here. Look at this guy. Look, here's the best description of Og right here. Big old giant man with this little tiny army fighting this little old man here. This is who they were commanded to go wipe out. Okay. That's why you see Og, you know, in here, go in and possess the land and all like that, right? Told him, be not, fear not, neither be discouraged, right? Says, and ye came near unto me, every one of you, and said, we will send men before us, that they shall search out the land and bring us word again by what way we must go up, and to what city we shall come. And the saying pleased me well. And I took 12 men of you, one of a tribe. And they turned and went up into the mountain, and they came unto a valley of Ishko or whatever, and searched it out. And they took the fruit, and they took of the fruit of the land in their hands, and brought it down unto us, and brought us word again, and said, it is a good land which the Most High doeth give us. Notwithstanding, ye would not go up, but rebelled against the commandment of the Most High. And ye murmured in your tents, and said, because the Most High hated us, he hath brought us forth out of the land of Egypt to deliver us into the hands of the Amorites to destroy us. No, he didn't. So this is them complaining, right? This is kind of like what we hear nowadays. Everyone's complaining, right? We want us a good leader. Well, the Most High is going to keep sending you the leaders that this nation deserves. This nation has been very, very wicked. So we have a wicked leader. We have had him since Obama. Well, let's rephrase that. We had him since Clinton. Okay. We had wicked leaders here since Clinton, and Trump is included. Mr. HR 6666. And then people say, oh, it's an extra 6. It's not really 666. It's too many dang sixes in there for me to even, you know. Why not 6018 or something like that? HR 6218 or something else. Why sixes in that bill? Right? But again, you know, many people not seeing the signs with their spiritual eyes. They give too much leeway to men. Said here, whither shall we go up? Our brethren have discouraged our heart, saying, the people is greater and taller than we. the people is greater and taller than we, giants. The cities are great and walled up to heaven. That means these giants built walls so tall that they, kind of like the Tower of Babel thing, reached up to heaven, right? And moreover, we have seen the sons of the Anakims there. These are another race of giants. Then I said unto you, dread not, neither be afraid of them. The Most High, which goeth before you, he shall fight for you, according to all that he did for you in Egypt before your eyes. And in the wilderness, where thou hast seen how Most High bare thee, as a man doeth bear his son, in all the way that ye went until ye came into this place. Yet in this thing ye did not believe the Most High, right? Who went in the way before you to search you out a place to pitch your tents in fire by night, to show you by what way you should go, and in a cloud by day. And the Most High heard the voice of your words and was wroth and swear, saying, this is the Most High speaking to them. Surely there shall not one of these men of this evil generation see that good land, which I swear to give unto your fathers. So the whole question is, did the Israelites ever go in to inherit the land? Because from what I see in these last days, he said he's going to bring his people up out the north country and bring them. It also says they're going to be dead. They're going to be resurrected before they even go into that land. Just keeping it as written. This is why I read the whole chapter. Save Caleb, the son of Jephunneh, or whatever. I can't pronounce the name. Sorry, I probably slaughtered this guy's name right here, but he shall see it, and to him will I give the land that he hath trodden upon, and to his son, because he hath wholly followed the Most High. Also the Most High was angry with me for your sakes, saying, thou also shalt not go in thither. But Joshua the son of Nun, which standeth before thee, shall go in thither. Encourage him, for he shall cause Israel to inherit it. Moreover, your little ones, which ye said should be a prey, and your children, which in the day had no knowledge between good and evil, they shall go in thither, and unto them will I give it, and they shall possess it. But as for you, turn you and take your journey into the wilderness by the way of the Red Sea. So this is the Most High, right? Oh, you don't want to go into the land, eh? All right, you don't want to follow my command. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you back into the wilderness, right? Says here, then ye answered and said unto me, we have sinned against the Most High. We will go up and fight according to all that the Most High commanded us. And when ye had girded on every man his weapon of war, ye were ready to go up into the hill. And the Most High said unto them, go not up, neither fight, for I am not among you, lest ye be smitten before your enemies. So the Most High was like, all right, you guys don't want to go into the land like I asked you while I'm with you. Well, I'm just going to step back. And if you go into that land, you're going to get slaughtered by your enemies. So I spake unto you, and ye would not hear, but rebelled against the commandment of the Most High. So when basically, let me just continue on. And went presumptuously up into the hill, and the Amorites which dwelt in the mountain And that mountain came out against you and chased you as bees do, and destroyed you in Seir, even unto Harmon, Hormah, right? And ye return and weep before the Most High. But the Most High would not hearken to your voice, nor give ear unto you, right? We know that the scriptures say that the Most High does not change. Okay. So for those that, once again, let me just finish this out since I'm down here. And you return wet before the Most High, but the Most High would not hear your voice nor give ear unto you. So you abode in Kadesh many days, according unto the days that ye abode there. So there are many examples of what happens. Of course, let me just bring this up, because this is another thing that I hear a lot. A lot of people keep saying, well, he came and freed us from the law. And then they run to Galatians 5 and says, he freed from the law. But they, forget to the Galatians 3:13. Right? And I kind of don't like this whole thing here, because they say that the Messiah became a curse, which I think, it should have been, in Galatians 3:13, it should have been, Christ hath redeemed us from the curse of the law, being made a sacrifice for us. Not a curse. He wasn't cursed. Okay. But he freed you from the curse of the law, as it is written here. Okay. But people take this word out. They take these words. Right? Just imagine these words highlighted aren't in there. But and this is what many people say right here. This is what many people say. Christ have redeemed us from the law. They don't add these 3 extra words here. People want to keep saying, freed us from the law. He freed us from the law. No, he freed you from the curse of the law. Because the curse was, if you broke one of these laws back then, you were either hung, or you were stoned, or you had to be put to death, so that the evil or the wickedness wouldn't spread out throughout the land. Well, the Most High freed you from the curse of the law, right? You no longer have to worry about being stoned when you break a law. But that doesn't mean when you die in your sins that, that you're not going to get judged for it. And that's a very dangerous game, because a lot of people out there, it's one person in particular teaching people that, the laws of the Most High are done away with, and that this person says he could go out and murder, he could go out and get drunk, he could go out and cheat on his wife, and it's not a sin for him, but it's a sin for everybody else that does it, because they're just not doing it in faith, which completely doesn't make sense to me. And this person here, that preacher, you know exactly who I'm talking about. The coke guy. So again, it just gets kind of redundant trying to explain things to the unlearned, right? This is why I never, I ain't gonna say I've never been to church, but this is why I never stayed in a church. Because every time I went to a church, it just didn't seem like these people were godly, right? It was always something in my spirit that said, something ain't right here. That's what my spirit told me every time when I entered in. And nowhere did they even mention the laws of Moses, or nowhere did they mention, anything dealing with the original creation, because these 501c3 churches are government owned. Okay, so if the government wants to hide something, you go, let's just do this real quick. (501c3) churches, right? Churches, look at this. Churches and religious organizations. And look at this. www.irs.gov. What is a 501c3 church? What is a church for IRS purposes? For federal tax purposes, a church is any organization, recognized place of worship, including synagogues, mosques, and temples, regardless of its adherence to faith, or beliefs. IRS automatically recognizes churches as 501c3 charitable organizations if they meet the IRS requirements. So again, these guys get tax exemptions because you don't pay taxes on charity. You actually get tax write-offs when you're a charity, and everybody should know this. Everybody should know this. Their taxes get wrote off. So, the reason why they do these things is because, yeah, you could take our money. Yeah, you could get this tax exemption, but you better not dare speak about this verse or that verse or this verse or that verse. You speak about what we tell you to speak about, and that's that. And it makes one wonder why they only go into a couple of verses, like 3 or 4 verses, expound on that 3 or 4 verses for an hour. Then they put up the choir and they sing and then they dance and then they give their little fake false miracles of so-called putting the Holy Ghost or the Holy Spirit on you. And then you get all these people falling out and speaking gibberish and all this stuff, right? When the scriptures clearly say that, that is another spirit, right? But again, these are the dangers we face. Now let's go into chapter 2 here, because we're going all the way to chapter 10. Then we turned back and took our journey into the wilderness by the way of the Red Sea, as the Most High spake unto us. And we compassed Mount Seir many days. And the Most High spake unto me, saying, Ye have compassed this mountain long enough. Turn you northward and command thou people, saying, Ye are to pass through the coast of your brethren, the children of Esau, right? Which dwell in Seir, and they shall be afraid of you. Take ye good heed unto yourselves, therefore, meddle not with them, for I will not give you of their land, no, not so much as a footbreadth, because I have given Mount Seir unto Esau for a possession. So when you guys understand that Jacob and Esau were brothers, twin brothers at that, just like Adam and Eve had Abel and Cain, who did the Most High pick? Abel? He picked Abel. And then Abel got jealous and slew his brother. And then that's where you get that term, am I my brother's keeper? Well, same thing happened here with Jacob and Esau, right? But that's another story. We're not going to get to the specifics about that, because a lot of people, either don't want to hear it, they don't believe it, or they think it's people putting another race above another race. When there's only one race, and that's human race. So it all deals with bloodline. Okay. It says here, ye shall buy meat of them for money, that ye may eat. And ye shall also buy water of them for money, that ye may drink. For the Most High have blessed thee in all the works of thy hand. He knoweth thy walking through this great wilderness. These 40 years the Most High have been with thee. Thou hast lacked nothing. And when we pass by from our brethren, the children of Esau, which dwelt in Seir, through the way of the plain of Elath, and from Eziongaber, where I'm going to slaughter that too. Sorry, I'm not even going to try. We turned and passed by the way of the wilderness of Moab. So just to give you guys a visual here, this is why many people don't know where these lands are, because they changed the maps, right? As you see, I'm on ancient maps of, images for ancient Israel maps, right? So you guys can see, exactly. I'm trying to find it good. Let me go up here. Trying to find it good. These are all blurry. Because again, in my Bible says, seek and ye shall find. So this is me seeking out what the land looked like, or what, everything looked like, before it was changed. Because we know they changed things over time. Let me see about this one. That ain't one. That's not the one I'm looking for. I'm looking for, because see, they got all the, why is my thing still, I hate this. But anyway, let's get back into this until that loads. Okay, so it says here, and the Most High said unto me, distress not the Moabites, neither contend with them in battle, for I will not give thee their land for a possession, because I have given Ar unto the children of Lot for a possession. The Emims dwelt there in past times, a people great and many and tall as the Anakims. So again, he's talking right here in verse 10 about another race of giants named the Emims, right? So we get an understanding here that these weren't regular people that were being wiped out. Says here, and it all, look, right here in verse 11, which also were accounted giants as the Anakims, and the Moabites called them Emims. So again, these are giants that were being wiped out of these lands when the fallen angels came down and made it with women. Genesis 6. The Horims also dwelt in Seir before time, but the children of Esau succeeded them. They had destroyed them from before them and dwelt in their stead, as Israel did unto the land of his possession, which the Most High gave unto them. Now rise up, said I, and get you over the brook Zered. Excuse me. And we went over the brook Zered. And the space in which we came from Kadesh Barnea until we came over the brook Zered was 38 years, until all the generations of men of war were wasted out from among the hosts, as the Most High swore unto them. For indeed the hand of the Most High was against them to destroy them from among the hosts until they were consumed. So it came to pass, when all the men of war became consumed and dead from among the people, the Most High spake unto them, unto me, saying, Thou art to pass over through Ar, the coast of Moab, this day. So he's telling them what they should be doing. And most of the time they're saying, not doing that. And then when he gets angry, okay, we'll do it. We'll do it. Nope, you're not going to do nothing. You sit still. You go over there in that wilderness. And when thou comest, over against the children of Ammon, distress them not, nor meddle with them. For I will not give thee the land of the children of Ammon any possession, because I have given it to the children of Lot for a possession. that also was accounted a land of giants. Giants dwelt therein in old times, and the Ammonites called them Zamzummims, Zamzummims, or whatever. A people great and many and tall as the Anakims. But the Most High destroyed them before thee and succeeded them and dwelt in their stead. And he also did to the children of Esau, which dwelt in Seir, when he destroyed the Horims before them, and they succeeded them and dwelt in their stead even unto this day. And the Avims, which dwelt in Hazarim, even unto Azah, the Caphtorims, or whatever that word is, which come forth out of Caphtor, destroyed them and dwelt in their stead. Rise ye up, take your journey, and pass over the river Arnon. Behold, I have given into thine hand Shion, the Amorite, king of Heshbon, and his land, being to possess it and contend with him in battle. This is another giant, Shihon. This guy right here was a giant. That's why he was commanded. That's why they were commanded to go out and take out Shihon, the Amorite, right? Because the Amorites were giants. Okay, this day will I begin to put the dread of thee and the fear of thee upon the nations that are under the whole heaven, who shall hear report of thee and shall tremble and be in anguish because of thee. And I sent messengers out of the wilderness of Kedemoth and unto Shihon, king of Heshbon, and with words of peace, saying, let me pass through thy land. I will go along by the highway, and I will neither turn unto the right hand nor to the left. Thou shalt sell me meat for money that I might eat, and give me water for money that I might drink. Only I will pass through on my feet. As the children of Esau, which dwelt in Seir, and the Moabites, which dwelt in Ar, did unto me, until I shall pass over Jordan into the land which the Most High giveth us. But Shihon, king of Heshbon, would not let us pass by him, for the Most High hardened his spirit and made his heart obstinate, that he might deliver him into thy hand, and appeareth this day. And the Most High said, behold, I have begun to give Shihon, or Sihon, or whatever. I'm trying to get these names right anyway. And his land before thee, began to possess it. Thou mightest inherit his land. Then Shihon came out against us, he and all his people, to fight at Yahaz, right? I'm just going to say it as it is. That would be a Y there, not a J. Yahaz. And the Most High delivered us. The Most High delivered him before us, and we smote him and his sons and all his people. So they killed the giant, all his offspring, and all their people. And we took his cities at that time, and utterly destroyed the men and the women and the little ones of every city. We left none to remain. Remember, these were giants. Their bloodline was polluted. Only the cattle we took for a prey unto ourselves, and the spoil of the cities which we took. For Aror, I believe that's how you pronounce it, which is by the brink of the river of Arnon, and from the city that is by the river, even unto Gilead, there was not one city too strong for us. The Most High delivered all unto us. Only unto the land of the children of Ammon thou camest not, nor unto any place of the river Jabbok, nor unto the cities in the mountains, nor unto whatsoever the Most High forbade us. Okay, so the Most High commanded them not to go into certain cities and go there. But they went to, in this part, they went to the cities that they were commanded to go in. And excuse me, I'm mute my mic. I'm going to use the bathroom real quick. All right, give me a second. I'm about to go grab me some more tea. I'm sorry for the fake. All right, let me see what's going on in the chat before I continue on. All right, Shalom, Big Simple Rufian, Shalom 420 Pat Rock. And it looks like that. Oh, Jose Garcia, Shalom, bro. And I already said hi to Babel. So, all right. Now let's get back into this here. Oh, chapter 3. Don't worry, guys. We got 7 more chapters to go through. Should be very quick because I'm about to go take a bike ride in a minute or somewhere. All right, so it says here, then we turned and went up the way to Bashan, and Og, the king of Bashan, came out against us, he and all his people, to battle in Edrei. Okay, so we know that Og, I just showed a picture of Og, or, Og was a giant. And the Most High said unto me, fear him not, for I will deliver him and all his people and his land to thine hand, and thou shalt do unto him as thou didst unto Sihon, king of the Amorites, which dwelt at Heshbon. So the Most High delivered into our hands Og also, king of Bashan, and all his people, and we smote him until none was left to him remaining. Excuse me, I'm about to. And we took all his cities at that time, and there was not a city which we took from them 60 cities, 60 cities they took, all the regions of Argob, the kingdom of Og and Bashan. All these cities were fenced with high walls, gates, and bars, beside unwalled towns, a great many, and we utterly destroyed them, as we did unto Shion, king of Heshbon, utterly destroying the men, women, children of every city. But all the cattle and the spoil of the cities we took for a prey to ourselves. And we took at that time out of the hand of the two kings of the Amorites the land that was on this side. I don't know why they just put on this side Jordan. So I'm going to just say on this side of the Jordan, from the river Arnon unto Mount Hermon. So Mount Hermon, right? The reason why they were sent to Mount Hermon, and only way you're going to understand why they were sent to Mount Hermon is in the book of Enoch, which no one thinks to be canon. Okay, so let's go to the book of Enoch real quick. Just give you guys all the references that you need to know. So in the book of Enoch, it states that these watcher class angels, I'm just not going to try and upload because it's loading too slow. Let me get these off my screen too. It's probably these tabs. So we know that if anybody read the book of Enoch, you know that Mount Hermon was where the fallen angels came, and they made it with the women there. Which Hermon, the Sidonians called Sirion, and the Amorites called it Senir or Shinir or whatever that is. All the cities of the plain and all Gilead and all Bashan and unto Salaka. Most of this is Hebrew pronouncing words, so I'm not really going to get it right. Edrei, cities of the kingdom of Og and Bashan, for only Og, king of Bashan, remain of the remnant of giants. Behold, this bedstead was a bedstead of iron. It is not in Rabath of the children of Ammon. 9 cubits was the length thereof, and 4 cubits was the width of it. Okay, so let's see what 9 cubits are. Okay, so 9 cubits in feet. Just so you guys can get a sense of how big these guys' beds were. $13.5 feet, 9 cubits. So their beds were 13.5 feet. So these were 13.5 foot tall giants. As you see here, 9 cubits. Well, after the cubit of a man. Okay, so that's how big their bed was. In this land which we possessed at that time, of Arur, which is by the river Arnon, and half Mount Gilead, and the cities thereof, gave I unto the Reubenites, the tribe of Reuben, and to the Gadites, the tribe of Gad. And the rest of Gilead and all Bashan, being the kingdom of Og, gave I unto the half tribe of Manasseh, all the region of Argob with all Bashan, which was called the land of the giants. Jair, the son of Manasseh, took all the country of Argob unto the coast of Gisharai, or whatever, and I can't pronounce that one. I'm not even going to try with that one. I'm going to slaughter this one. And called them after his own name. And I'm really not going to try and I'm really not going to try and pronounce that one. I'm going to super slaughter that one unto this day. And I gave Gilead unto Machir, or whatever, and unto the Reubenites and unto the Gadites. I gave from Gilead even unto the river half the valley, and the border even to the river Jabbok, which is the border of the children of Ammon. The plain also, and Jordan and the coast thereof, and from Chinnereth even unto the sea of the plain, even the salt sea under Ash. I'm not even going to try. And so eastward from this city here, if anybody could pronounce that. And I commanded you at that time, saying, the Most High hath given you this land to possess. Ye shall pass over armed before your brethren, and the children shall pass over armed for brethren, the children of Israel, all that are meet for the war, but your wives and your little ones and your cattle, for I know that ye have much cattle, shall abide in your cities which I have given you, until the Most High have given rest unto your brethren, as well as unto you, and until they also possess the land which the Most High have given them beyond Jordan. And then shall ye return every man unto his possession which I have given you. And I commanded Joshua at that time, saying, thine eyes have seen all that the Most High have done unto these two kings. So shall the Most High do unto all the kingdoms whither thou passeth. Ye shall not fear them, for the Most High shall fight for you. And I beside the Most High at that time, saying, well, I'm just going to say, oh, Father, right? Because I don't like these two words. God is a title. Lord is a title. Lord is a title that refers to Baal. When you look at the Hebrew, right, which I'm not even going to do right now. I can do that another time. 1 hour and 8 minutes in. So that to show thy servant thy greatness and thy mighty hand, for what Yah is, for what God is there in heaven or on earth that can do according to thy works and according to thy might. I pray thee, let me go over and see the good land that is beyond Jordan, that goodly mountain and Lebanon. But the Most High was wroth with me for your sakes, and would not hear me. And the Most High said unto me, let it suffice thee. Speak no more unto me of this matter. Oops. Get thee up into the top of Pisgah, and lift up thine eyes westward, northward, and southward, and eastward, and behold it with thine eyes, for thou shalt not go over this Jordan. But charge Joshua and encourage him and strengthen him, for he shall go over before his people, and he shall cause them to inherit the land which thou shalt see. So we abode in the valley over against Beth Peor. All right, so we got 6 more after this. I might cut, I don't know, depending on how the time running, I might cut it down a little bit. But again, I want to kind of go all the way to chapter 10 so people get a clear understanding of what happened back then. You know, this is a clear example of Most High giving laws and commandments and expecting us as his children to obey his rules, which we don't. You know, a lot of people eat rare, medium rare meat with the blood still in it, which is a commandment that you're not supposed to do it, because it says don't eat the blood of the animal because it is the life thereof. These were, and besides, who want to eat blood anyway? That's like, but anyway, says here, now, therefore hearken, O Israel, right? It's talking about Jacob bloodline, okay? Unto the statutes and unto the judgments which I teach you for to do them. So again, we have this guy on YouTube actually telling people that if you live by the law, you're going to die by it. Well, this here in this verse says, these are the statutes and judgments and laws and commandments that I'm teaching you and that you should do them. Right? That ye may live and go in and possess the land which the Most High of your fathers giveth you. Ye shall not add unto the word which I command you, neither shall ye diminish aught from it, that ye may keep the commandments of the Most High, which I command you. This is the first law. Remember it says in John 5, our son, even as you honor. Well, how do you honor the Most High? You keep his commandments. You keep his laws. Just like you honor the Son the same way. Keeping the commandments. Nothing changed. So it says here, your eyes have seen what the Most High did, what Yah did because of Baal, and here's that word, Baal, Peor, right? Baal. For all the men that followed Baal Peor, the Most High among you. But ye that cleave unto the Most High, you are alive, every one of you this day. So the ones that listened to the Most High were the only ones that were alive. The ones that disobeyed him, he handed them over. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as the Most High commanded me, that ye should do so in the land whither you go to possess it. Keep therefore and do them. This is what I keep saying to people. It's a difference between keeping and being under. This is a command. He says, keep therefore and do them. For this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people. But again, no one's teaching this. It's all on cross now, right? So you understand why the world lacks wisdom and understanding, because first off, no one's keeping the law. The law's done away with. So the churches say, and the scholars say, and the pastors and preachers and all the people say, but my Bible says different. That's why I don't trust in man. Trust this 100%. You know, I should have threw Deuteronomy, threw Deuteronomy 13 in there as well, because that's something I see Perry the preacher doing. For what nation is there so great, who hath Yah so nigh unto them, as the Most High is in all things that we call upon him for? What nation is there so great, that hath statutes and judgments so righteous as all this law, which I set before you this day? So I'm not understanding when people say, if you live by the law, you're going to die by it. No, if I live by the law, I'll gain eternal life. That's what that is. Only take heed to thyself and keep thy soul diligently, lest thou forget the things which thine eyes have seen, and lest they depart from thy heart all the days of thy life. But teach them thy sons and thy sons' sons. So throughout generations, we're supposed to be teaching our kids, our great-grandkids, our grandkids, and all of them the laws, commandments, and statutes of the Most High. But no one's doing that. And then everybody's wondering why these youngsters are out going up, killing each other, and men are sleeping with other men's wives, and men are cheating on their wives, wives are cheating on their husbands, and it's just mess down. Why? Because all these laws that is set to keep everything in order have been done away with. Says here, especially the day that thou stoodest before the Most High in Horeb, when the Most High said unto me, gather me thy people together, the people together, and I will make them hear my words, that they may learn to fear me all the days that they shall live upon the earth, and that they may teach their children. So who's teaching their children these things? Because in this modern day, we all are told that the laws of God are done away with. We don't need all laws of Moses. Christ paid it all for us on the cross. Although Matthew 5 verse 20 says, except your righteousness exceeds the righteousness of the scribes and the Pharisees, you're not going into the kingdom. So you guys could do away with the laws all you want, have your fun now, but when the kingdom comes down to earth, don't be running to the gate saying, oh, I want to come in, because he's going to search your heart. He knows your mind, your thoughts, your imaginations, and your heart. He knows who's serving him wholeheartedly. So this is why I'm reading, so you guys could get a clear view of what we should be doing. Of course, this is not it. Okay. This is for them back then, but we are to still keep the 10 commandments. We still are to keep most of these laws that are in Deuteronomy, and you'll see why just a minute, because we'll see, since everybody says that the laws of the Most High are done away with, when we get into some of these laws like don't sleep with your sister, your mother, or any of that, I guess that's done away with too, huh? Because those are Moses' writings. So just imagine a world where everybody's just going around sleeping with their sister, their mom, their auntie, their brother's wife, and all that. Because, hey, the laws are on the cross now. You can go and do whatever you want. And it's all about faith and grace now. It ain't about the laws no more, people. That's a blatant lie from Satan. We already know what happened the first time he did that. Genesis 3. Very clear understanding. And ye came near and stood under the mountain, and the mountain burned with fire unto the midst of heaven, with darkness and clouds and thick darkness. And Most High spake unto you of the midst of the fire. Ye heard the voice of the words, but saw no similitude. Only ye heard a voice. And he declared unto you his covenant. What is a covenant? Which he commanded you to perform, even 10 commandments. And he wrote them upon 2 tables of stone. And the Most High commanded me at that time to teach you statutes and judgments, that ye might do them, not just say, oh, I believe in the Messiah and his death. No, you're supposed to do stuff. That's why the Messiah even says himself, their work. Let me bring that up. Because a lot of people say it doesn't matter about works. Okay. Let's see what the scriptures say about that. And their works do follow them. Let's bring this one up. Revelation 14, right? Very last book of the Bible. Hear my voice unto me, right. Blessed are the dead which die in the Lord from henceforth. Yes, said the Spirit, that they may rest from their labors and their works do follow them. That means whatever you do on earth, whatever you're doing on earth, when you die, all that stuff you did on earth is going right up there with you. Says here, take ye therefore good heed unto yourselves, for ye saw no manner of similitude on the day that the Most High spake unto you in Horeb out of the midst of the fire, lest ye corrupt yourselves and make you a graven image, the similitude of any figure, the likeness of male or female. Graven images are statues, paintings, and all that stuff. Excuse me. Says here, the likeness of any beast that creeps down, the likeness of any fish that is in the waters beneath the earth. And here, dealing with space, and lest thou lift up thine eyes unto heaven, because it ain't no space, it's heaven up there. And when thou seest the sun, the moon, and the stars, even all the hosts of heaven, shouldst be driven to worship them and serve them, which the Most High have divided unto all nations under the whole heaven. So you're not supposed to worship the sun, moon, stars, or planets, because that's the hosts of heaven are planets, or what they call planets. They're nothing more than wandering stars, okay? That's what the book of Jude says. They're just stars that are not fixed. They move, right? They're not the fixed constellations that we see. But the Most High hath taken you and brought you forth out of the iron furnace, even out of Egypt, to be unto him a people of inheritance, as ye are this day. Furthermore, the Most High was angry with me for your sakes, and swear that I should not go over Jordan, and that I should not go in unto that good land which the Most High giveth thee for an inheritance. But I must die in this land where they were at there. I must not go over Jordan, but ye shall go over and possess that good land. Again, what does it say here? Take heed unto yourselves, lest ye forget the covenant of the Most High with you, and you a graven image, or which the Most High hath forbidden. For the Most High is a consuming fire. Okay. Even a jealous God. So when you go out and worship other idols, which is what Perry said. So he said, somebody asked this guy, Perry, the preacher, hey, can I go out and worship idols and still love God? And he says, yeah. Well, my Bible says, no. That would have been a right answer, but what else it says here? When thou hast children and children's children on the land, and shall corrupt yourselves and make a graven image or the likeness of anything, and shall do evil in the sight of the Most High to provoke him to anger, because he does get angry. A lot of people try and paint him as this happy-go-lucky guy all the time. Yeah, he's happy with our rebellion, right? No, he's not. He's mad. And that's why you see the world falling apart right now. Here it is. I call heaven and earth to witness against you this day, that ye shall soon utterly perish from off the land, whither ye go over Jordan to possess it. Ye shall not prolong your days upon it, but shall utterly be destroyed. So we have this clear understanding that the Most High is very much strict. He's not playing when he says, obey my laws, right? Just like Moses said, choose for yourself life that ye may live. Well, what is that life? It's right all in here. And the Most High shall scatter you among the nations, right? It's what happened to his chosen people in Deuteronomy 28. And you shall be left few in number among the heathen, whither the Most High shall lead you. And ye shall serve gods, the work of men's hands, wood and stone, which neither see, nor hear, nor eat, nor smell. But if from thence thou shalt seek the Most High, thou shalt find him. If thou seek him with all thy heart and with all thy soul. That doesn't mean I'm going to seek God, but then I'm going to, worship these men on earth, these scientists, these astronauts, these presidents, these kings, these rulers. This is dealing with the coming tribulation. When thou art in tribulation, and all these things are come upon thee, even in the latter days, even in our last days here. He mentions the latter days right here, the last days. If thou turn to the Most High and shalt be obedient unto his voice. What does it mean to obey something? To be obedient, to listen and do. For the Most High is a merciful God. He will not forsake thee, neither destroy thee, nor forget the covenant of thy fathers, which he sware unto them. For ask now of the days that are past, which were before thee, since the day that Yah created man upon the earth, and ask from the one side of heaven to the other, whether there have been any such thing that is as this great thing is, or have been heard like it. Did ever people hear the voice of Yah speaking out of the midst of the fire, as thou hast heard, and live? Or hath Yah essayed to go and take him a nation from the midst of another nation by temptations, by signs, and by wonders, and by war, and by a mighty hand, and by a stretched out arm, and by great terrors, according to all that the Most High did for you in Egypt before your eyes? Unto thee it was showed, that thou mightest know that the Most High is God, and there is none else beside him. Out of heaven he made thee to hear his voice, that he might instruct thee. And upon the earth he showed thee his great fire, and thou heardest his words out of the midst of the fire. Because he have loved thy fathers, therefore he chose their seed after them. So we have a clear understanding that he chose a certain people and their children and their children's children and their children's children's children unto the fourth and the fifth generation, as it is written, and brought thee out in his sight with his mighty power out of Egypt, to drive out nations before thee, greater and mightier than thou art, to bring them in, to give thee their land for an inheritance, as it is. Therefore, consider it in thy heart that the Most High is God in heaven above, and upon the earth beneath. There is none else. Thou shalt keep therefore his statutes and his commandments, which I command thee this day, that it may go well with thee and with thy children after thee, and that thou mayest prolong thy days upon the earth, which the Most High giveth thee forever. Then Moses severed three cities on this side Jordan toward The sun rises toward the east, that the slayer might flee thither, which should kill his neighbor unawares and hate him not in times past, and that fleeing into one of the cities that he might live, namely Bezra in the wilderness, in the plain country of the Reubenites, and Ramoth in Gilead of the Gadites, and Golan in Bashan of the Manassites, tribe of Manasseh. And this is the law which Moses set before the children of Israel. These are the testimonies and the statutes and the judgments which Moses spake unto the children of Israel after they came forth out of Egypt. On this side Jordan, in the valley over against Beth Peor, in the land of Sihon, king of the Amorites, who dwelt in Hezron, whom Moses and the children of Israel smote after they were come forth out of Egypt. And they possessed his land in the land of Og, king of Bashan, 2 kings of the Amorites, which were on this side Jordan toward the sun rising, and Arer, tongue twister. Sorry, I'm gonna skip that. Arnon, even unto Mount Sion, which is Hermon, and all the plain on this side Jordan eastward, even unto the sea of the plain under the springs of Pisgah. So, again, I don't think he's giving people laws, statutes, commandments just so that you could break them and do away with them and live any way you want. Because we see clearly what's happening. People live the way they want. I mean, look at the world right now. You tell me, is it good? I don't think so. And Moses called all Israel and said unto them, Hear, O Israel, the statutes and judgments which I speak in your ears this day, that ye may learn them and keep them and do them. The Most High made a covenant with us in Horeb. The Most High made not this covenant with our fathers, but with us, even us, who are all of us here alive this day. The Most High talked with you face to face in the mount out of the midst of the fire. I stood between the Most High and you at that time to show you the word of the Most High, for ye were afraid by reason of the fire, and went not up into the mount, saying, I am the Lord thy God, I am the Most High, which brought thee out of the land of Egypt from the house of bondage. So we get a clear understanding that Egypt is not only a physical piece of land, but is also classified as the house of bondage. Says it right here. Thou shalt have none other gods before me, which a lot of people do. You know, Santa is a god. People put Santa up as a god and worship Santa. People put, a lot of these other fallen entities up before the Most High, and they worship them. Thou shalt not make thee any graven images or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the waters beneath the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself unto them, nor serve them. For I, the Most High, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity upon the fathers, upon the children, unto the third and the fourth generation of them that hate me, and showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. Very simple. Thou shalt not take the name of the Most High in vain, for the Most High will not hold him guiltless that taketh his name in vain. Here's one that Perry said he doesn't do, which is a command that we're supposed to do. And not a lot of people do this nowadays either. They say, oh, well, the Messiah is our rest now. He's the Sabbath. No, he's not. He's the king of the Sabbath. That's his day. That's the day we're supposed to honor. Keep the Sabbath. Keep the Sabbath day to sanctify it, as the Most High hath commanded thee. Not a lot of people do this. This is how you keep the Sabbath. 6 days thou shalt labor and do all thy work. A lot of people say, oh, it's hard for us to keep this rule here, when all you're doing is resting. How hard is it to rest? But the 7th day is the Sabbath of the Most High. In it thou shalt not do any work, thou nor thy son nor thy daughter, nor thy head, nor thy maidservant, nor thy manservant or maidservant, nor ox, nor thine ass, nor any of thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates, that thy manservant and thy manservant and maidservant may rest as well as thou. So we know servants are people that work for other people. But on that day of rest, you're supposed to rest. Well, on the Sabbath, a lot of people go to work and spend money and do all the things that he said don't do. And they say, oh, I believe in the Lord, so it doesn't matter. But he says, and remember that thou wast a servant in the land of Egypt, and that the Most High brought thee out thence through a mighty hand and by a stretched out arm. Therefore the Most High commanded thee to keep the Sabbath day. It's a command, right? Here's another one that most people can't seem to keep it perfect, right? Because it's just too hard to honor your mother and father. It's just too hard to do that. Honor thy mother and father, as the Most High hath commanded thee, that thy days may be prolonged, and that it might go well with thee in the land which the Most High giveth thee. Thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not commit adultery. I guess it's kind of hard not to cheat on your wife. Guess it's kind of hard not to go out and kill nobody. I guess it's kind of hard not to go out and steal. I guess it's kind of hard not to bear false witness against your neighbor, right? And this is what Perry does a lot. Telling everybody they sin and, bearing false witness, Neither shalt thou desire thy neighbor's wife, neither shalt thou covet thy neighbor's house, his field, or his manservant, or his maidservant, or his ox, or his ass, or anything that is in thy neighbor's house. Anything that is thy neighbor's, right? It says here, these words the Most High spake unto your assembly in the mount of the midst, out of the midst of the fire, of the cloud, of the thick darkness, with a great voice, and he added no more. He didn't add nothing else to it. And he wrote them in 2 tablets of stone and delivered them unto me. This is Moses speaking. And it came to pass, a voice out of the midst of the darkness, for the mountain did burn with fire, that ye came near unto me, even all the heads of your tribes and your elders, and said, behold, the Most High hath showed us his glory and his greatness, and we have heard his voice out of the midst of the fire. We have seen this day God doeth with man, and he liveth. Here's another thing. when I tell people that the Most High, talks to me, people say, "Oh, this guy's crazy. He's hearing voices." He actually thinks that God talks to him. Yes, he does. Because you see, the scripture says God doeth talk with man. But nowadays, only reason why people say that is because they can't hear his voice because they're not obeying his word. That's why. Now, therefore, why should we live? Why should we die? For this great fire will consume us. If we hear the voice of the Most High anymore, then we shall die. For who is there of all flesh that hath heard the voice of the living God speaking out of the midst of the fire as we have and lived? Only in our days, he talks to us in our dreams. He gives vision and, prophecy. Right? Let them hear and hear all words. The Most High shall speak unto thee. We will hear and do it. I will do it. Right? People hear it, but they don't do it. And the Most High heard the voice of your words when ye spake unto me. And the Most High said unto me, I have heard the words of the people which they have spoken to thee. That they have wills at all that they have spoken. Oh, that there was such an heart in them that they will fear me and keep all my commandments always. Not just here and there, not on day and all. They would fear me and keep all my commandments always. With the children of her. Go and say to them, get you into your hands again. But I stand out here and speak of all and the statute, the judgments, which each them I give and possess. That's my Lord. Sorry, guys. Let me. My screen going in and out, but hold on. Darn it. All right, can everybody hear me fine now? All right, guys, I'm gonna have. Oh, okay, okay, all right, all right. So it was my. I'm sorry, guys, but I'm running off my phone hotspot. So let me just let me do something really, really quick and see if it's my reception on my phone cutting in and out. Hold on. All right, so my reception looks fine. So I'm gonna try and hurry up and get through this because yeah. All right, blast. Let me see what chapter I'm on. Let's see. All right. I guess I'm going to cut this one short, guys, because I'm kind of having some problems with connection a little bit, and I don't want to drag this on. But where did I leave off? Okay, so all right. And you said, behold, the Most High have showed us. Okay, so let me see. Now, therefore, why should we die? This For this great fire will consume us. If we hear the voice of the most anymore, then we shall die. For who is there of all flesh that have seen and heard the voice of the living God speak out of the midst of the fire as we have and live? Go thou near and hear all that the Most High shall say. Speak thou unto us all that the Most High shall speak unto thee, and we will hear it and do it. Um, And the Most High heard the voice of your words when you spake unto me, and Most High said unto me, I have heard the voice of the words of this people which they have spoken unto thee. They have well said all that they have spoken. All that there were such an heart in them that they would fear me, keep all my commandments always, that it might be well with thee and with their children forever. Go, go say to them, get you into your tents again. But as for thee, thou shalt hereby stand thou here by me. I will speak unto thee all the commandments and all the statutes and judgments, which thou shalt teach them, and they may do them in the land which I give them to possess it. It says here, let me just check this chat real quick. Am I getting choppy again or what? Let me just finish this out real quick. It's the last part right here. Ye shall walk in the ways which the Most High have commanded you, that ye may live, and that it may be well with you, and that ye may prolong your days in the land which ye shall possess it. I'm so sorry, guys. I don't know what's going on today. I kind of want to go through these 10 chapters, but if my reception is going to be acting like this all day, then I'm going to have to cut it short. And more than likely, I probably might book a part 2 of this later when my reception. Yeah. So we got through 5 chapters a day. I gotta cut it short, guys, because I can't deal with this. Can't deal with this. My screen blacking out, my audio is messing up, and my reception is fine. So I don't know what's going on here. Let's just try for one more chapter. Let's go into chapter 6 real quick. Try for one more chapter, and if it continues, short. Okay, so just gonna blow through this chapter real quick, and then I'm gonna end it after this. Gonna take me back right through all the stuff. Now, these are the commandments and the statutes and the judgments which the Most High commanded to teach you, that ye may do them in the land whither ye go to possess it, that thou mightest fear the Most High, to keep all his statutes and his commandments, which I command thee, thou and thy sons and thy sons' sons, all the days of thy life, that thy days may be prolonged. Hear therefore, O Israel, and observe to do it, that it may be well with thee, and that ye may increase mightily, as the Most High, as the Father of thy fathers hath promised thee, in the land that floweth with milk and honey. Hear, O Israel, the Most High is one God, okay, one Lord. Thou shalt love the Most High with all thine heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy might. These words which I command thee this day shall be in thine heart. Okay, so when he commanded these things, he wrote them upon our hearts. Okay. But nowadays, a lot of people, take the thing that was written in the heart and stomp it out because they just can't obey it, like Perry the Preacher. Excuse me, I'm trying to look back and forth in the chat and see if you guys are saying anything, because while I'm reading this, I can't see what you guys are typing, just in case I'm lagging out or anything like that. Thou shalt love the Most High with all thine heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy might. These are the words which I command thee this day shall be in thine heart, and thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children, and shalt talk of them when thou sittest in thine house, and when thou walkest by the way, and when thou liest down, and when thou riseth up. Thou shalt bind them for a sign upon thine hand, and they shall be as frontlets between thine eyes. Thou shalt write them upon the posts of thy house and on thy gates. And it shall be, when the Most High shall have brought thee into the land which he sware unto thy fathers, to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, to give thee great and goodly cities, and which thou buildest not, and houses full of all good things which thou fillest not, and wells dig which thou diggest not, vineyards and olive trees which thou plantest not. When thou shalt have eaten and be full, then beware lest thou forget the Most High, which brought thee forth out of the land of Egypt from the house of bondage. Thou shalt fear the Most High and serve him, and shalt swear by his name. But we're commanded not to swear by, that's the New Testament. This is why I say some of this stuff in here, we got a clear understanding that we're not supposed to swear by, by heaven, by the king, by the great city, or anything. That's the new command. Ye shall not go after other gods, of the gods of the people which are round about you, for the Most High is a jealous God among you, lest the anger of the Most High be kindled against thee, and destroy thee from off the face of the earth. Ye shall not tempt the Most High, as ye tempt him, as ye Did they just black me? Okay. Oh, this is like, you shall diligently keep the commandments of the Most High, and his testimonies and his statutes he commanded thee, and thou shalt do them which is right and good in the sight of the Most High, that it may be well with thee, and that thou mayest go and possess the good land which the Most High sware unto thy fathers, to cast out all thine enemies before thee, as the Most High spoken. And when thy son asketh thee in time to come, saying, what mean the testimonies and the statutes and the judgments which the Most High hath commanded you? Then thou shalt say unto thy son, this is about his chosen people, the Israelites. We were Pharaoh's bondmen in Egypt, and the Most High brought us out of Egypt with a mighty hand. And the Most High showed signs and wonders and great sores upon Egypt, upon Pharaoh, I can't keep doing this. My stream is not yeah, I know. I'm just gonna end it because it wouldn't make no sense of me just keep going right now and nobody could hear what I'm talking about. It's kind of like a waste of time. So I'm sorry guys, I'm gonna have to do a part 2. We're gonna start off where we left off, Deuteronomy 6 to 10. Sorry I gotta cut it short, but yeah, you guys see the problems that's going on here. So I'll be back. Have a blessed day, everybody.